So what I will be doing today is troubleshooting the on and off switch for the air conditioner on the 1995 D21. A few weeks ago, I pulled the climate control module off and cleaned off the point connectors on there, and I put that back in hoping that I would get the number 4 blower speed functional again. And in doing so, in putting the system back together, I may have inadvertently disturbed one of the wires for the air conditioner switch. So right now, the air conditioner does not turn on. It does not engage the compressor. What I've done so far is I've checked the fuse box in the driver compartment. I made sure that the fuse was good there, and also I checked the fuse box in the engine module. There we have a one of these, I think they're solenoids, or a resistor, or it might be a fuse block. And I checked the fuses in the engine. I swapped out the AC with the fuel pump, and that did not engage the switch here. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to remove the negative battery terminal. After that, I will take out the 2 screws just above the climate control module. There's 2 Phillip head screws there, and I'm also going to remove the ashtray, and then after that I will pull the cover off and then proceed to remove the climate control module, and from there I will check the wiring behind the AC switch. So stick around. Okay, so I removed the 2 Phillips screws here. Now I'm just pulling these off. You can see it's sitting a little crooked sideways. That's because I didn't put all the screws back on. You can see this is kind of out too. So there's a plug back here, there's one here, and then the other ones are back here. So now that they got the 2 screws off here, these out of the way, this should come back. Just pull it on the side here. And then there's a plug right back here, so let me get that out. So this plug, I just pulled it off back here. It goes on to the cigarette lighter. And then you also have a plug in here. That connects back right up there. Let me put the phone down so I could get to this here. Basically, I'm just gonna push up right here. Can you see this? Push up there and then separate the 2 like that. So I'll be right back. So there's this one here as well for the dim switch. Sorry. So that one it's kind of hard to get this out. So what I did was I just pushed this forward and it pops out of this little slot here, and then you can get to this little push pin here. Push that in and then you just wiggle it out. Might need 2 hands. Here's the other one that I got out earlier. So there's the male connectors, male pins for the 8-pin connector, and that comes out here. And then this one here There, I got it out. That looks like it has, it's kind of dark in here. It's a 4-pin connector. 3 on the bottom and 1 on top. This is your dim. You can see there's a little groove here. So maybe, yeah, I had this one upside down. It's supposed, I had it like this in there. I need to have it like this way, with the bottom of the rectangle facing up, so this groove fits in here. So now that that one's disconnected, I just push this wire through and this is free to come out. You can see on the back here, there's also 2 additional ports that you could possibly utilize for something. And those ones, well, it looks like this. Let's see, I don't know if, let's see which way would be best to get these in. If I have this here, does that go that way or does it go this way? It looks like these ones have that little groove, and then on top is flat. So it should go in just like this and slide in. It looks like there's a couple of grooves here on each side that you can put these in with. So you can get each side if you need to swap them out, or if you want to put any kind of other, maybe a you could put a remote start in here. You could also put a USB charger, or you could put your AC on and off switch. So that's going there, and you could see these 2 wires come here, and then this is the switch that isn't turning green, not engaging. You can see this is a little, might be a little crooked. So what you do is there's a couple of little grooves under here that you pull out, and then this plate comes out, which allows you to get to a screw behind there and a screw behind here. Once you get those out, you can pull this off. Well, this comes off regardless. It just kind of snaps in there. And then once you take this plate out, those 2 screws off, and then this whole climate control unit comes out. So I'm going to get a sharp pin, and I'm going to fish around back here. I'll insert a little clip that shows how it looks when I was working on it previously, just so you can see how to pull those out without damaging your plate. Okay, so I'm using this here, and this is how it sits. And here's the AC connector. So this is supposed to turn green when we have the truck on and the AC isn't working right now, because this, I don't know if this wasn't seated properly or if something back here is the issue. So I'm going to take this off here, and before I go, you can see these little holes here. These are on the bottom. There should be three holes, and on top there are 3 as well. Looks like I broke 2 out of the 3. So it's probably, if you want to prevent breaking them, just go ahead and get one of these and put it underneath here, like maybe almost in the middle, and then just push this in on the bottom side. That way it kind of, you know, lifts it up from that tab. So the AC switch also can pop out. See, I could probably put this on top as well, or keep it on the side. So now that I got that off, I have 2 screws back here, one on this side and one on the other side. One right here. And this thing is in there really snug. And so earlier when I was putting this back in the last time, it was kind of a pain because everything. So I'll probably have to take this all out and make sure everything's good. So there's a connector up here and then one behind here. Okay, so I got it off. This here is what sits on the groove back here. What I did was it was on that piece I just showed you sitting in there, and it slides right in there. You see that rectangular groove right there. So what I did was I stuck this in here, and I lifted this a little. It's hard to film with only one hand. You can see I made a little bit of scratch marks here. So you can tell that there's sorry, this one's in the way. There are 9 total grooves or holes for electrical female connectors, and only 5 are being utilized. So in here there looks like there are 5, 6, 7, and it goes up like this here. And so this would plug into here. So on the back side you could see there are how many wires? We have on the driver's side a yellow with black and a green, and then on the passenger side we have a green with maybe a gray, and then another green with gray, and then a yellow with blue. So this green up here on top has orange, and the other one has a black, maybe black stripe. And then this one, I will see if I can get a image of this up on the LeMondBigay.com website with the pinouts. So there are a total of 5 wires, and you can see the 5 female connectors in there. And so this one has seven male pinouts. And let's see if we can get a part number on this. I don't see a part number. I looked these up and these were like One site had them for like $79. I'm not sure how you can test this, but I'm going to see if I could leave this out. I hope nothing's damaged back there. I'm gonna make sure these are all looking good, properly seated. You can, if you really had to, you could pop these out and probably clean them and then put them back in, but I don't think that's necessary right now. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on to feel you can feel it blowing out. I'm going to put this to the front, which should be the vent here. And here we go, let's try it out. Still no light. So the connection here may not be the issue, or it could be this, I don't know. Let me wiggle these pieces back here. Let me go check the AC compressor. So next I'll have to check over here. The AC relay, I checked that once before. And then I also checked the fuse here. I believe it was this one. And then there's also, I believe there's also another component over here. See this one here? So let me check this here. Okay, so what I did was I switched out the relay on this side for the AC with the relay on this side for the fuel pump. Nothing. So that relay's good. Both relays are good. I guess I got two. I need to look at the diagram to see where this goes, because I know I was tugging on this quite a bit. I don't know, because it's a really tight fit back there. I know that's no excuse, but I was pulling on it, and hoping that wasn't me damaging it. I hope I didn't damage it like that. Or I wonder if this is the culprit here, this little switch. Because when I push this, I wonder which of the pins it activates. Anybody know? So when this goes in, what does it activate? So if I need it to, I could jump some of these. Not really familiar with doing that. I mean, we do it at work with the serial connectors. When we're testing, we're doing a loop back test with the laboratory information systems. We would go to the send and receive female devices, then we'll put a little piece of metal from one to the other. We'll jump them with a paper clip. And so in this case, if I were to determine what does what with these pins in the back, I could possibly check to see if maybe this might be bad. Say for instance, if I know that normally, maybe let's see, let's just go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 from left to right, top to bottom. So if I know that maybe number 1 or number 3 to number 7 is turning on the AC, I could jump 1 to 7 with a paper clip and see what that does. But I need to do some research and find out what occurs inside this when I push that. So what I've done so far is I've checked the fuse down here. We just verify those numbers, and I should probably pull it again because I'm pulling the other ones. So that is if this is the upper side here, take a picture of this and I'll put it on the website as well. So this is facing up, and we want to see, there's the meter, turn signal, engine control, fuel pump, washer, wiper washer here, and then radio air conditioner at those are both under accessory 1. So that's a 10 amp and a 20 amp. So that's from the passenger side moving to the driver. That's number 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 would be, 5 and 6 is supposed to be a 20 and then a 10. So number 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So those two are what I need to check again. Let me just turn this off here. Give me a needle nose. I don't know what I did with my fuse pullers. So let me check number 20 or the 20 amp fuse. That's all solid. But just for kicks, I'll swap it out with this bottom one here. Bottom one is all solid as well. So I'm gonna put that where the AC or the radio one was. Make sure that's snug, and then I'll put this one back in. And then the one next to it is a 10, and that one's for the radio and blower. That is looking good too. So I'm gonna swap that out with this one right here in the end. Put that in. Check the one I just pulled out. That's all solid too. Sure those are all seated well. And start it up. Okay. what? Comment below. Let me know what you would check. So that makes checking the fuses here under the hood, that one, and the AC blower here. And the only other thing I did was take this out, along with all those connectors back there, and this. I know I was, like I said, I was tugging on this pretty good, and I'm not sure where this goes to. I should check back and make sure. I could probably pull this off here. Well, no, this is the plastic side. I know I can get the backing off, but before I start tearing any wires up, I want to see if I can jump this and go from there.